Hi there, my name is Anne. Today I want to show you the two easiest and fastest ways to cast on your knitwork on a flatbed knitting machine. The first way is a cast on with every other needle, and the second way is a cast on with E-wrap. Let's get started. So first we take a look at the cast on with every other needle. You take the needle pusher and you bring forward, yes, every other needle. Then you put a clip at the end of the yarn so it can't escape, and you thread the carriage. Just knit one row and take a good look if every stitch is knitted correctly. Now you place the cast-on gome. Just make sure that you don't catch the yarn between the left stitch and the carriage. Next you bring forward the stitches that haven't been knit yet. You put them in position B and knit one row. There you go, you can now start knitting. Instead of pulling the cast-on comb after each row, you can now hang your claw weight on the cast-on comb. Weight is quite essential for machine knitting. It ensures that the stitches are knitted nicely. Now you just knit a few rows till you have a nice little swatch. When you're finished, you remove the claw weight and the cast-on comb, you cut the yarn and remove it from the carriage. Now when you knit the next row, without yarn in the carriage, your swatch will fall off the machine. When you look at your cast-on, it doesn't look very neat because there are big loops. But if you pull on the end of the yarn, you will see that these loops disappear. So if you secure the end of the yarn, you can actually decide for yourself how stretchy you want the cast-on to be. Now let's take a look at the second way of cast-on. This is my favorite, the E-wrap cast-on. You take the needle pusher and bring forward every needle you want to knit. You put a clip at the end of the yarn, and then I usually pull quite a bit of yarn to the front of my knitting machine and I place the yarn in the carriage. Next you start E-wrapping. It's called E-wrapping because you're really writing the vowel E with your yarn around your needles. When you take a closer look, you can see that the yarn goes under every needle and around, under and around, under and around. You can see that my left hand is just as important as my right hand when E-wrapping. My left index finger is keeping the loops in place. Of course you can try it without your left hand, but you'll notice that your loops won't stay in place. When you E-wrapped all your needles, you keep the yarn quite tight and make sure you don't have any loose yarn hanging between the carriage and your cake. Then you knit your first row. The first row doesn't go very smooth, but don't worry, that's just the first row. Your knitwork isn't long enough to place the cast-on comb, so you push down every stitch a little bit. You'll see that the second row knits much smoother than the first. Again, you push down every stitch a little bit and knit the next row. Now you can place the cast-on comb and the claw weight. Be sure that you don't catch the yarn between the left stitch and the carriage. You can keep knitting now until you have a nice swatch. When you're ready, just take off the claw weight and the cast-on comb, cut the yarn and remove it from the carriage and knit one row. Your swatch will fall off. If you take a look now at your E-wrap cast-on, you'll see that it looks very neat. It's still stretchy and for me, most of the time it's the perfect cast-on. So let's compare our two ways of cast-on. The first one was a cast-on with every other needle. It's a very fast cast-on, super easy, and I use it when I'm making something with a hem like a sweater. The second was an E-wrap cast-on. This is also a fast cast-on if you practice a little bit. It looks very neat and I use it practically for everything without a hem. In the next video I'll show you some cast-off techniques. Thanks for watching and see you next time!